What is good, you sexy bastards? Welcome back. It is SCG, and we have a brand new video for you today. Now, if you're new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe and drop a like. Turn on the bell so you don't miss future uploads like this one. Now, if you also want to check out our merch shelf, you can click down below and get yourself some of that sexy SCG swag. And if you don't follow us yet on social media, you can find us anywhere at Stella Crew Gaming, and also check out our website at StellaCrewGaming.com. And with all that out of the way, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Let's get it. What is good, you sexy bastards? Welcome back. It is Stella Crew Gaming with a brand new video for you today. Now, in this video, we're going to be covering the new and improved, completely reprogrammed save editor from XB36HAZARD. So he is the one that created the original save editor that we've been using for 9+ years. He has gone and completely reprogrammed, revamped the entire thing to give it a new modern look. And I'm going to tell you, I've been using it here for the last couple weeks and it is looking super sweet. So we're going to go through that here with you today. This will be part of a multi-series. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to use the vehicle editor for DMO Lite. So I'm going to be going through that very thoroughly, showing you all the different options, new and improvements that he has added for this new version of Save Editor. In the days to follow, I will have follow-up videos on showing the rest of the Save Editor program and what it does and the other capabilities. It will probably be over a 2 or 3 video series, depending on how in-depth we actually go into this, because there is a lot to cover. So again, in this video, we're going to be covering the vehicle editor section. So first of all, we're obviously going to want to download the new Save Editor. I will leave a link down below to where you can get this new and improved version. So we're just going to go ahead and open it up. You can see we have a brand new icon as well. If you have an account, you are going to go ahead and log in. If you don't have an account yet, you can sign up for free on his website. And we can also do auto sign in here. And we're going to go ahead and submit to sign in. Also got a new animation here as well. Some cool graphics in the background. Does take a little while to load. Now, we are going to have some other databases to install as well. We are going to have 3 databases in total. One is going to be for our components, one is going to be for the content update, and then our main database. So he should have access to all of these when you download it. If they don't download automatically, they will be in a separate area on the website to download individually. So you should be able to get them either way. Now, if you did not want to have all of the images for certain things, you could opt to choose and not do the components one, but you do need the main and the content update to run it properly. Now, you can see here right off the bat, the new menu obviously is completely different, new logo. We have some recent files that are listed here that I've already opened up and played around with. But if I want to open up a fresh save, of course, I can just go here, fresh save, and I can pick whatever one of these saves that I want to open. All right. Now, we also have a list here for our backups. So if you do create your backups, when you open them up, they will be listed here as well. And these are also saved on your computer under the same Save Editor folder under Backup Saves. And then we have a Device Explorer. So if you're doing through PC and PC saves, you can go through here and look for some PC saves. Settings, you've got backups enabled, replace save header, shortlist actor title images, and then of course down here you have your special thanks, myself included, and of course everybody else, and the man himself, XB36HAZARD, completely did all this, pretty much coding, hashing, all that by himself. So of course, big shout out to him as always. Edit color list. So this is kind of something new and cool. So if you actually go through here, right now this is set up from the list that's been going around for a long time now for what is selectable and not selectable as far as your colors go in the mod shop when you go into any LSC customs and things like that. So if you find you make a vehicle with DMO Lite and you find out that it actually was obtainable, you can go in here and see, okay, well, Worn Silver Gray is supposed to be unselected, but let's say you brought it on online and it was selected. we can change that now to select it on any field here that we want to. And then of course you can double check and confirm and then go ahead and save it. And this will create your own custom list within your save editor. So if you find something that is off, you can go in here and edit it yourself. All right. And there's also a reset tab there if you want to reset it. We've also got supported DLC. So as you can see, we got the new Drug Wars DLC here, as well as every other DLC that has been released. He does have support for all of those DLCs in here. So from there, what we can do is go ahead and open up that save. So I'm just going to go back to my recent files and we'll just open up my DMO file. I don't want to create a backup. That is fine. All right, so as you can see here, the menu has been completely revamped. Everything is different, looking really, really cool. Lots of icons and lots of images that he has used. So it just does give it a more modern, up-to-date look. So we'll go further in depth on these other options here in the next coming video. But for now, we're just going to be going over our garage. So if we go to Franklin, Michael, or Trevor over here on the left, let's start off with Franklin. We click on the garage. And now here it'll show us our vehicles that we have currently in our garage. Now, one cool thing with this is I'm going to go ahead and turn my webcam off. One huge improvement with this is my probably personal favorite thing about the new save editor is full screen mode. How sick is that? So you got a nice 2K monitor, 4K monitor, whatever you're running. You now have a full screen that you can go through here and go through your vehicles and your options and everything else in this wicked full screen mode. All right, so I'm going to turn off my webcam and we'll go ahead and look at this more in depth. Okay, so here we are now. Again, I've got all my vehicles up here. So this is the first 4 vehicles that are in my Grove Street garage. Then look here, we've got the hangar, we got the helipad, and we got the marina. So for DMO Lite, as you know, you can use these 7 spots. If you wanted to customize your main car, main bike, you can do so. And if you scroll over here, it'll show you impound, Franklin's aunt's house, additional house, Amanda's car, Tracy's car, the big score, next impound, getaway vehicle, and current. So you can go through and edit all those vehicles. But for DMO Lite, we're only going to be using these ones, okay? If you look here in the top right, we have a little check mark that just shows this is the one that is currently selected, okay? Now here it is here under vehicle. So I have it as the Tulip N100, but if you wanted to go pick something else, if I want to pick a Blista, boom, it changes to a Blista, and so on. Now if I want to narrow this down, because it is obviously a big list of different vehicles that are in here, I can either collapse all of these. So I can go like that, collapse them all, and I can just go into this specific section. So if I know I want a supercar, double click on supercar, and there's all the supercars. All right, so if we want to take this further, we can now go into our filter icon here, and we can just go down into a 1st gen or 2nd gen. So we can pick 2nd gen. We can narrow it down by the type of vehicles here as well. Or I can just select the Drug Wars DLC, and then this will give me all the current Drug War vehicles, and I can do it in different order if I want to as well. So acceleration, braking, agility, or just by name. I'm going to leave it by name if we close this out. And then here we go. We have all the new vehicles that were just released with the Drug War. So if I want to do, say, a 300R now, I can just simply select it. All right, so make sure we have our vehicle over here selected. Select the new vehicle that we want. Now we can go through our different options and customize them. If I want to go into my armor, okay, we can have 80%, 100%. Brakes, we can go race. Engine, we want level 4. Horn, you can actually listen to the horn if we go over and double click on it. So if we want to do the Halloween horn or festive loop, we just double click on it. And there we go, we can hear that horn. All right, so pretty cool. Double click on it. There's that horn. All right, so you can go through and select those. So we're going to leave it on the Halloween organ right now. Now we can go to my headlights. I can do the different custom headlights if I want electric blue headlights, for example. Plate, we want to pick any one of our plates here. Of course, we want our Yankton. So we always look in the top right-hand corner with this little check mark that shows us what is currently selected. We can do our plate text. So I just got 4th gen, but let's say we want to do a Blankton. We'll just fill this up with some pounds or hashtags. Save, close out of there. Now we got a Blankton. Suspension, so on. All right. Now, one cool thing that he has changed as well is we can actually now go ahead and save some favorites. So for every vehicle, we're probably going to do 100% armor. If I double click on this, as you can see here, preset for armor has been saved. If I go to brakes, double click on race, headlights, let's say I always want to do white headlights, transmission, I only want race transmission, windows, I always like my clear or my light green, double click, there we go, preset has been saved. Now, if I want to see which of those options I do have set as my defaults, I can go through here to the preset default modifications, this little arrow here, drop down, edit default modification presets. Now here it'll show me which ones I have selected, or which categories I should say have selected a default option. So my armor, my brakes, my front rims, my headlights, my horn, neon layout, plate, respray, primary, secondary, which I probably won't want. So we could go ahead and right click on these and delete them. Yes, I'm sure, because I don't think I'm going to want the exact same paint job on all of them. I might want the same pearl, or I mean, that could just be my base texture as well, which we'll go over. Tire design, transmission, windows, rim color, things like that. So if you do like to always have pure white rims or pure black rims or something like that, you can obviously have those selected as the ones that you like as your preset. Now, if we click on the little check mark here beside it, it'll ask you, are you sure you want a default modification on your presets? If we hit yes, now it's going to go through and automatically select everything that we just set as our default. So again, now if I want to go into my actual armor, it's at 100%. My brakes are at race. Headlights, I did the white headlights. Windows are clear. Rim color, I actually had set to black, so chrome, right? So again, here's a little check mark in the corner. So that's showing what I have currently selected. So if you notice in here, he's actually got all of the chameleon paints actually with images. So if you hover over the chameleon paint, it'll show you the image of what the paint looks like on a Sultan. So pretty cool here. He did have some help from Classique on this. So big shout out to Classique as well. All the actual chameleon paints are here shown with a image of the vehicle. It doesn't do it for the other colors, but that's fine. It does show it for the chameleon. Now, also, if you notice, there's a little diamond in the corner. That means that it is not obtainable in game. All right. So that means it would be an unselected color. So if you look at mats down here, you got your secret gold MP100. It's got the little diamond in the corner. That means this is currently a non-selected or non-scratched option in game. So again, that little list I showed you in the beginning, that is referring to that list. And again, if you find something that is incorrect, you can go ahead and edit that list and it would adjust it over here in the actual color. All right. So right now we're under rim color, but if I want to go to my respray primary, just like before, we're going to pick our texture first if we're going to do a custom color. So if I want to have epsilon blue, which I do right here, check mark in the corner as my primary texture, and my secondary texture, I'm going to do the same, epsilon blue. My pearlescent, I'm going to have it as pure white. Obviously, I can pick whatever I want. I'm going to do pure white. All right, now we're going to go into respray custom. So this is where we're going to do our custom primary, secondary as well. So you select if you want them both to be custom. It has to be the same color. But if you want, let's say, a 2 texture, you could do custom primary only. So you could do like an epsilon in a custom color. Secondary, you could go back over here and change your respray secondary to, say, a worn color. That would give you an epsilon custom RGB for your primary and a worn color for your secondary. So giving you that 2 texture, 2 tone look. Now, even if you did want to do a 2 texture with the same color, we could select both, but just change our secondary texture to a different finish. So again, like matte or worn or pure gold or something else to give you a different effect. Now under here is where we're going to select our actual color. So there is some theme colors, standard colors. You can copy and paste the RGB if you have it, or we can go into our more color options and select from the hexagon here, or we can go into custom and enter our own RGB. So right now I just have it as like a dark gray, but let's say I want to go to a pink or something. I can go ahead and do that here. Now, if I want to go ahead and copy and paste this color now, if I want to use it for, say, my smoke or my underglow, I can just go here to copy color RGB hex. Now, if I go to my tire smoke color, I can go to the drop down and now I can go paste color hex. Now it's going to give me the same pink. I can also do that for my neon color, so those are all matching as well. Paste my color there, or we can pick different colors if we want to also. We got our front rims and rear rims, so this will default, rear rims will always default to what your front rims are. So I have it currently selected as, I believe, spindles. So we go up here to spindles. Oh, I don't have spindles right now. So again, you just gotta look for that little check mark in the top right hand corner. That'll show you what you have selected. I can't remember which wheels I put on this vehicle. Where is it? Oh, there I got the black top blender. All right, so again, I can pick whatever I want, and it will just automatically put it on the secondary, the back tires as well. Now, if I do want to pick a different wheel, again, just click on it. It'll select the wheel that I want. I can go into my rim color now, select the color of rim that I want. If I want to do bulletproof or none. Tire design, so if I want to do different white lines, classic white wall, red walls, whichever, atomic, I can go ahead and select the different tire design. And then from there, that's pretty much everything in the default modification section. Now we can go into specific modifications. So depending on what vehicle you've chosen, you may have additional things that you can do, like the liveries, the hood, the exhaust, the front bumper, things like that. You could choose to just kind of randomize these if you wanted to. You can just go through and kind of pick one. Or you can go here to this little icon and go randomize specific modifications. So if you're not too picky on this stuff, you can just hit randomize. And then boom, it'll pick carbon arches, race bar. It's gone ahead, pick the carbon lightweight brace. Hood, picks one of the hoods. It's got the carbon steam vented hood. But if you know what you want, you can obviously go through and select them. Now this part here, livery, I am so proud of this part. I did help him with this. I did have to do some vehicles on next gen to show him the liveries, but this is actually my idea. So I know a lot of you guys are always wondering what the livery looks like before you bring the car online. Well, now we have images for the livery. So here they are, shown all the different liveries that are available and obtainable or even unattainable. All right, so some of them may not be obtainable in game, but they will always be obtainable through Save Editor. So that's a cool thing. Mirrors, you can go ahead to pick different mirrors, proximity mines, rear panels, roof cage, spoiler. Unknown is usually for a different type of body part, so it could be like a glitch spoiler and things like that. So you can play around with those. Now, if you do know how to kind of play around with the different codes, you can go through here and do the value of it. So if you know the value, you can go through and edit it this way. If you do also want to do the vehicle hash, custom vehicle hash. So let's say new DLC comes out, new vehicles come out. Save Editor has not got a chance to update it with the new current vehicles. There's places you can find the new vehicle hashes. Usually I have them on 7 Sins and other places. If you wanted to go ahead and put in the custom vehicle hash here for a vehicle that was just released that is not in Save Editor yet, you can go ahead and edit that hash here, set it, and then you'll be able to bring that car online before Save Editor Hazard has time to go in and even update it. So really cool option there as well. So if we dig a little deeper into the actual specific modifications, you can see here, based on what vehicles that we select, it's going to give us specific modifications. So I'm going to show the RCV up here in the corner. Now I've got that selected, and I've also got the liveries selected. So if you're making your livery, your facility sets, as you can see here, all your unlockable liveries are going to be at the very bottom. So whether you want to do the skulls or knuckle dust or conveyor, which is also known as bully and so on, there's no more guesswork in having to select the number or type in the number in the livery field. You can just now simply select the livery that you want. All right, so super easy for making your facility sets now. If we go into lowriders, he's added some cool stuff here as well under the Benny's mods. He's added a lot more images. So if we go to steering wheels, it'll actually show you all the steering wheel images, even the ornaments. It shows you all the ornaments, including the Halloween ones. If we go into our livery, of course our liveries are here. We've even got the plaques, so those are there as well, and our vanity plates. So super cool. Again, just makes it so easy for us now just to select the items that we want based on the images, not having to type in the numbers or look up the numbers somewhere else. If we go into the Sentinel XS here, this is actually an HSW upgradable vehicle. So if we were to bring this on PS4 and then transfer it or migrate it to PS5, we can go ahead and bring these HSW upgradable vehicles just by selecting this here. Also the liveries. So we have here the liveries. These are actually the ones that I provided for him. So as you can see here, we have the HSW Racing and the HSW Elite, which is only available on next gen. And here is the remainder of the liveries as well. But again, if we're going to transfer to next gen, if we make a vehicle through DMO Lite, we should be able to transfer these liveries over when we do migrate. Same thing with the chameleon paints that I just showed you as well. Those will only show up on next gen. So if we bring them on PS4, they'll show up as a black texture or black color, but when we do actually migrate, they will show up as the proper chameleon paints. All right, so just a few more things we're going to go over. Now, if you notice, when we hover over a vehicle, it'll actually give us the specs of that vehicle. So it'll tell us the speed, acceleration, braking, traction, so on. So just hover over it for a few seconds, it'll give us that info. Now also, if you look up the top right hand corner over here, we have a few more options. We can extract a selected vehicle. So let's say we're doing a facility set and you're going to do all 16 vehicles or whatever it is for a facility set. Well, you do up your Chernobog exactly how you want it. Go ahead and extract that file. Then what we can do is we can go select a new vehicle. We can now reload that file by replacing selected vehicle. It'll load a secondary Chernobog, but then what we can do is just go into the actual vehicle here and change it to an RCV. But all the other modifications that we did, paint, wheels, etc., will be copied over because you loaded that vehicle in. So then we could go down through the line. We could just go ahead and do loading all these Chernobogs in and then changing it to the actual vehicle that we want, and all of the modifications will stay the same. So that's a cool way of doing it. Or let's say you did a vehicle that you really liked and you don't want to forget how it was made, you can go ahead and extract it as well. Now, if you did an entire save that you like, you can go ahead and extract all vehicles. Then you can also replace all vehicles. So same thing, and this would work for sets and stuff like that. You could extract all, then replace all. And then also we have clear all vehicles. So if you want to start from scratch, you can clear all that out. And then vehicles used. So this just shows you a list of vehicles that you've already used in game. All right, so not really that useful, but that is also there. So that covers everything on the top garage location here, as well as what we have down here for modifications, specific modification. We covered our filters and all of our collapsing sections, our loading, our saving, all that kind of stuff. And then again, of course, we can scroll through Michael, Trevor to see all their garages as well. Change the vehicles, bring on the save using DMO Lite. Again, I will leave a link down below to the current glitch for DMO Lite, so if you want to bring these vehicles online. And so that's pretty much it for today's video. I think I covered that pretty thoroughly on how to edit your vehicles in the brand new and improved save editor from XB36HAZARD. So again, big shout out to Hazard. Let me use this for the last couple weeks to kind of play around with it. You will see more videos going through the rest of these options more in depth as well. But since this is the probably most commonly used function right now, I thought this was the most important video to get out to you guys first. So that's it for today, guys. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you're new to the channel, make sure you do subscribe and drop a like. Stay tuned for future content like this. And until the next time, this is SCG. I'm out.